Hello and welcome to Race C. This week we are on Nürburgring Grand Prix layout in the Group 4 cars, and this is my first attempt on my EMEA account to do a race. It's Wednesday morning and it's a sort of a quiet lobby, so this is a nice way to start, I hope. My goal here is just to keep it cool, not miss turn 1 like this on every lap, but yeah, always that start of the race anxiety kicking in. But as said, my goal is just to try to keep it cool, not lose too many positions, and just sort of feel it out how this race is getting on the EMEA servers. I tried it Monday night and a little bit Tuesday on my US account, but yeah, this is my first go on the EMEA account. I stuck my nose in there, probably should have backed out, but yeah, we're all good. But as I was letting the Finnish driver go, I lost momentum and lost a position. No, I didn't actually lose a position. I had that position already, sorry. But yeah, you know what I mean. I had to back out. And we've just tried to get through this lap without too much carnage or messing up or crashing or any of that stuff. This corner often catches me out. There's something about if you go too wide, then it's like the surface is the camber is the other way, so then you just really go wide. So you really have to hit that corner in the right way. That left-hander going into the right-hander. We are coming up to the chicane, also a scary bit of this track, just trying to get through it without getting a penalty or anything else like that. So for now, after one lap, we are still in P6, and considering how bad those first races can go, I consider this a success so far. And now it's time to jump a little bit ahead in the race. We are coming out of the twisty bit here at the start of the lap, of lap 2, and I get a bad run out of that corner, so I've got the British driver on my inside, so I have to let him go, not squeeze him or risking being on the outside. And then I miss this corner and letting the German driver get through as well. So for now I am going a bit backwards. And yeah, here I think the British driver, maybe he didn't see me on the outside, but all is good. I'm just trying to filter in behind him, but now I have a car on my outside. I had to leave him room so I don't get a good exit on this corner, and he is getting through as well. Now I'm down to P9. Better stop this going backwards thing. But we will get to that in a moment. Unfortunately, we have a bit of an incident coming into the final corner. I get a penalty, but that's the least problem. I'm sticking my nose up the inside here, but he was turning in at the same time. Probably a 50-50 situation. You can see it from the other perspective. Yeah, and unfortunately, he came out a lot worse. I tried to back off and let him regain control, but yeah, didn't manage that. So, sorry to you. Obviously, I didn't mean that. So now I am behind these two guys, and they are fighting a bit, switching positions, and see if I can maybe benefit from that. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I still have that penalty to deal with, so but we'll just carry on. But now the Italian driver catches me by surprise. He's obviously braking earlier because he has a car on the inside, but yeah, that was my bad. Luckily he survived it, and we can all carry on. I can get rid of this penalty and hopefully start turning this race into something else, but it actually turned itself into something else, because then I noticed drivers starting to pit. Since this is Wednesday and this is known to be a no-stop race, I'm surprised that people are still pitting, and we had some smoke up ahead, so that means people are fighting and we have a chance to catch up to some action. So this race might not be over yet. I'm just trying to keep cool, follow along, and as you can see, we already have a penalty that needs to be served ahead. So that's a position for us, and soon we'll be up to P8. But unfortunately, I get too eager, I brake too late, have to avoid the Italian who braked plenty early, and unfortunately for the Italian, he got taken out behind me. Maybe I started all that chaos by having to swerve to the left like that. I don't know, but really unlucky for the Italian driver. Anyway, we are getting close to some action up ahead, but unfortunately I run into the gravel, and that's really not the way to catch up to the action. So I have to do that all over again. But lucky for me, they are fighting pretty hard, so I've caught back up to them, and let's see how this turns out. There's a bit of contact ahead of me, the Swiss driver trying to dive up the inside. I made a bit of contact to P6 in front of me, sorry about that. But we are getting close to some action, and what's this brilliant move around the outside of me? Just have to say, nicely done, and I cannot do much else but to filter in behind him and carry on. And now we have quite a moment up ahead. During the race, it just looked like a big explosion happening with cars flying all over the place, but you can see the Swiss driver made contact with the Austrian driver, and he was just not having it. Maybe that reaction was a bit too much, I don't know, but yeah, that's how it is. And I run into the gravel again. That cost me momentum, so I'm down to P6 again. And it's probably time to jump a bit ahead in the race again. And as you're about to see, we've still got cars pitting, so another free position for us, and we are up to P5. And yeah, I remember this one. What's this move around the outside? I must say I enjoyed that one when we did the race, but let's see if I can keep it cool for the rest of the race without doing anything stupid. And now the leader is pitting as well. And I think we're going to make it around him, and that puts us in the podium positions. Leading the race now is Moscafi, or Moscafi. I don't know how you pronounce that, but he's a really nice guy, a fast driver, especially when it comes to race pace compared to me, and he's always driving in cockpit view, and he doesn't have the head-up display with all the racing info turned on, so quite a challenge, I'd say. And he's streaming regularly, so please go check him out if you haven't already. And we are at the final stages of the race now. I've caught up to P2. He might be having to fuel save at the moment, because suddenly I was catching up quickly, and let's just stay on board for the last couple of corners. And I'm in that awkward position where you both have to try to attack the driver in front, but you still have to be aware that you have the driver right behind you who might attack you and maybe even pass the both of you. So I am trying out that weird balancing act, getting alongside of P2 now, but I'm on the outside, have to make room, and almost got caught out there. And unfortunately for P4 behind me, he got tangled up a bit in that, so that lost him momentum. And I am so close to completely screwing up the final chicane. Luckily for P2, because there was contact, he's not getting a penalty for my silly driving. And we all keep our positions until the end of this race. So a podium position for my first attempt on the EMEA servers, I'll take that. Then I had a short break and decided to jump in a final race, but so did a lot of fast drivers. We had GT Leah in front. She is streaming on Twitch. I don't know if she was streaming at this very moment. Then we have both Key and Rory is in this race, both streaming at the moment, so there's a good chance of making a fool of oneself in front of a big audience. But watch ahead. What is this? The invisible car. I must admit, this distracted me so much that I didn't really know when to brake to not hit the invisible car, so I'm braking way too early, getting tapped from behind and run wide. And yeah, that cost me a few positions. Not really the best start of the race, but yeah, it just really distracted me, that invisible car. The weirdest bug the game has at the moment. But we'll just see if we can pick ourselves up and get back into this race before we go too much further backwards. We have a yellow flag up ahead, and that's unfortunately Rory, who has pinned it. Really unlucky for him, but we get one of our lost positions back, and let's just move on with this one. I get a better run up the hill towards the chicane, and I'm trying to make a move on the Italian. If I'm lucky, he'll back out. Yeah, he backs out just enough to let me through. That was nice of him. And we make it around the final corner of this first lap. And yeah, shortly had his nose up the inside there, but backed out again. And now we're coming into turn 1. We have a car off, and now I both have Key and Infernal the Fox behind me. Infernal the Fox accidentally started on the medium tires, so he's in a hurry now, and I have Key on my inside. So now I'm a bit of a sandwich between those two. He makes it through, and I've got Infernal the Fox on my outside. I saw his message at the start of the race that he had accidentally put on the medium, so I know he's in a hurry, and there's no point in trying to hold him up. Just get him through and stay behind him, catch some slipstream, because at some point he has to pit in this one. And I think it's about time to jump further ahead in the race once again. Now this time I get a bit too greedy through this section of corners, so I pick up a 1 second penalty. A bit annoying, because now that would create quite a big gap ahead of me as I serve the penalty now. But as you'll see, as we get closer to crossing the start-finish line, we've got a car in the pits, so that's a position for us. And after a while, I've caught up to the Italian driver, taking the widest line known to mankind. But as said, caught up to the Italian driver, and we've got Infernal the Fox ahead, still on his medium tires. So at some point, he will pit in this race. So that's one position secured, unless I do something really stupid. Who knows? We are getting through the chicane. Infernal the Fox is making his pit stop, and we get another position, still behind the Italian driver. At this point, he had picked up a penalty, so I am up to P6 now. We are at the final stages of the race now, and we are about to have a yellow flag coming up ahead. There was an incident between some of the front runners of this race, So we are about to pick up another position, and I just have to keep this one going until the end of the race. Soon I'll be having Rory just behind me, and I quickly got quite sweaty palms grabbing on the controller, but I managed to hang on to my 5th position, and I'm happy with that in this, for a morning at least, quite stacked lobby on race C on an ordinary Wednesday. And thanks to you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.